I'm just gonna make a few announcements before we begin. Our public notice was given, within a reasonable time frame, and on that notice included our venue, our time, our date, and the agenda items themselves. As the presiding officer, I chair the meeting. That does not mean that I control the town or the vote of any of the individuals up here. As the presiding officer, it does not mean I manage or govern the town. It means I'm here to work with the council members, the mayor, the clerk, and of course the citizens. As the presiding officer, I want to just remind you that we're going by Robert's Rules of Order to the best of my ability. We will not have outbursts from the crowd, and we do have the speaker cards. They're up there on the counter by the window. If you'd like to speak, please fill out one of those cards. And then if you're recognized, I'm just going to point at you because you're paying attention and not in your head. If you're recognized to speak, please hold your message until you're physically at the podium, okay? We have a habit of walking and talking while we're moving. But let's try to keep everything running smooth and in order. If you're speaking from your seat, I'm just going to give you one warning. And if that warning is not effective, then I'm going to ask the officer to become involved. And that doesn't mean he's going to shackle you, but we will ask you to leave the meeting. Please introduce yourself once at the podium. And please just let us know if you're a resident or a non-resident. We're going to limit your time to 3 minutes, and I request that you speak on the agenda item. We're not speaking of the Lake City Mall or anything other than what's on the agenda.
When is the appropriate time to introduce items then if we only speak on agenda items?
What was that, ma'am? Go ahead, say it again.
So when is the appropriate time to introduce items that aren't on the agenda? So if you're only limiting, so like that's part of the process. I've never been in one that's not.
Okay, again, I'm not trying to target you, but please don't speak. Excuse me?
I told you, go ahead. You said you weren't trying to target me.
Please don't speak from the audience. That's a very fair, legitimate question. If you want to speak on the item, and there's 2 items. One concerning the contract of Mr. Glenn Hunter, a second one being the resolution of allowing him to bank. We're going to have citizens' comments before either one of those are discussed. You may do it at that time, or you may do it after each of those is introduced.
So there'll be kind of like an open mic early and after.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. But I'm not going to allow you coming back and forth. And that's not to penalize you. That's just say what you want to say, and we'll respect that, and then we're going to move forward. Okay? Yes, sir. And I don't know if y'all can hear him, but he's only here for 30 minutes. And so we want to make sure that we do both of the items under his direction while he's present. Okay, having said all that, I'm going to go with the roll call. Mayor Thomas.
Here.
Councilperson Catherine Terry here. Councilperson Lonnie Harrell.
Here.
Councilwoman Monica Merritt. Here. Councilman Bill Coon.
Here.
Our town clerk.
Here.
Glenn Hunter. Town attorney, Mr. Ireland. Present by phone. Noted. Thank you, sir. Our first item is approval of the agenda. All of the council members, including the mayor, have the agenda in front of them. And the new business is Item 3, 1A, contract for town clerk Mr. Hunter. B, resolution to add town clerk Lynn Hunter to bank accounts. Does anyone want to speak on?
I move that we approve the agenda.
Does anybody want to speak about this?
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
All those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed? So that's approved by a vote of 5-0. Public comment. Did anyone fill out their card? No, you're good. Thank you. So go ahead to the podium then. Me? Yes, ma'am. You're gonna break us in.
Oh, gosh. I just know that, what's your name? I'm sorry, this is my Tracy Briggs, and I live in Fort White, over by the, I guess District 2, over by the north entrance of the Springs. So I've been here almost 20 years. And, I've been sitting back and observing, but I only have 3 minutes, but my main concern is a pattern. Oh my gosh, I'm so nervous.
Okay.
A pattern of lawsuits with various things, personal as well as including LCHS. And with that, with these various lawsuits, there's also Lake City Economic Council, which Mr. Hunter was placed on leave for mortgage fraud. And I just felt that really tarnished his time at the Economic Council with Lake City. Then I'm sitting back and poor Three Rivers, Trapo, the lawsuits, illegal and reckless behaviors that are occurring there. Then we have lawsuits that involve personal lawsuit for Owen Lake City Bank, in which Glenn Hunter's recorded in Columbia County was doing so. I could not even get a bank job with the court records in Columbia County, much less pass a background screening to be solely financially responsible at a financial institution. So I find it very difficult with the pattern that is in Columbia County records. And I wish no ill on anyone, I wish everyone the best, truly from my heart. But I just found that there was an emergency hearing with someone that was in place without the Fort White residents knowing. If I understand correctly, there was no resume at the time. At the time, there was no background screen, so this information would have been divulged to allow the public to know that there's a pattern of banks that have sued Glenn Hunter in Columbia County. And I find it very difficult that if I couldn't even find to get a job at a bank, how could I even be able to be allowed to be honored and have the privilege of being a clerk of court, or the town clerk for the Fort White, much less not even probably even be able to get a job where I'd be handling the bank account. So and then I was confused, okay, there's no resume, there's no contract, but yet person is placed because, as you'd stated, you've known him for a long time. I guess it's information that bypassed your decisions. But I found like, okay, someone gets a no decision, no resume, no contract, but then find that Kelly McPherson, who's been here, holding the fort together, considering all the attacks and all the craziness that's occurred here, improper. How does someone then get authority to be allowed to fire someone for insubordination when they're told not to speak on anything going on around here? They were bullied into the placement. So I'm just, how is it proper?
Ma'am.
Was it proper?
3 minutes. Thank you.
Background for this to have occurred. Those are my
Thank you.
concerns. Thank you for listening.
Okay, I'm gonna be.
Great
Well said.
Thank you so much.
Mr.
Thank you so
Ives.
much. It was so hard.
Jesse Crane.
I don't know.
Oh, Jesse. With us at Kelsey Yard, please.
My name is Jesse Crane, I'm a member of the states out there that you just mentioned. As she related to there, you know, I don't understand anything that's gone on with the appointment, considering whether it wasn't the information given them like she was saying, the application wasn't even readily available for anybody to view to figure out who was even trying to get a position. I don't think anybody's name was given out that, applied for the position. If anybody did, I don't know. But there's been improprieties, like you said, in history for a long time. I personally, for the last 8 years, have just been trying to stop from going on in our small little community out there. I've had a lawsuit for 5 years now, all because of the same exact things that she was mentioning. So I just am kind of taken back and don't know if you guys have the information. I passed out some FDLE, some of them, and those are just pieces, I didn't want to print out, 26 pages of stuff to hand you guys. But I think it would behoove you guys to take a step back, maybe just breathe a little bit before you make this decision. I know it's somewhat already been made in some ways, but I think that y'all need to do your own investigation and maybe even talk to some of these law enforcement agencies that done their own investigation. And see some of the facts that are in these reports. Because these are real reports made by real officers over our state. So I think it's just kind of important, I know that already there's been a statement from the previous clerk about, the insubordination comment and then taking cameras down and just all kind of crazy stuff. So I'd like to all take that into consideration. Maybe just take a step back, read a little bit. I know that y'all don't have to have this right this meeting. You didn't even have to have it last week, I don't believe. So, I think there's a whole community that can't be here and really appreciate it if y'all would do that. Do a little more research, do your own digging, try to find out some more information, look at some of these lawsuits that they're talking about that are in public records. Maybe even some of the verdicts on some of these lawsuits or out-of-court settlements if you can find them, to find out what really transpired with this kind of stuff. I know that the community is definitely really upset. There's a lot of people echoing all this same kind of stuff on a bunch of social media. I saw at gas stations, I hear the same stuff from people all the time. So like I said, I just hope you guys keep this in consideration. I don't think anybody should be taking cameras down if that happens. This is all just alleged stuff that I'm speaking of on that part anyway. But it was something that she came forward and it's in the newspaper and everything still already. So that's pretty much all I really wanted to say.
Okay, thank you.
Chair,
Yes. Yes, sir.
I think what we overlooked here is now is the water, because it requires kind of person, all kinds of things, all check, and, I'd rather use that, but I able to use that thing.
Okay, thank you. Could y'all hear me?
No.
It's okay.
This might be paraphrased, and correct me if I'm wrong, Mr. Ireland, but he's pointing out that the town, using his words, is dead in the water without a clerk. We can't move forward with payroll or invoices or management of these grants. And so that, now I'm speaking for me, that kind of expedited my decision with going with Mr. Hunter, because we've gone several years without qualified individuals in here as well as through resumes. We had a very good catch with Joe Helfenberger, but as I'm sure most of y'all know, he resigned after several months. Does that cover it, Mr. Ireland?
Yes,
Okay, thank you. So Dana Cook.
So before I get up there, my other issues, do you want me to go up there in the open mic so that we can expedite this
Yes.
one agenda? So, hey everybody, my name is Dana Cook. I grew up in Fort White. My father actually served on this town council for 22 years. And I have returned to my hometown to find that it's been making the headlines for over a year for a lot of rigorous behaviors, but also including public money for lawfare against the citizens, among other things. This is very disappointing. But to get to this first part, because it's one of the concerns, is for the town clerk position. Under our charter, only this council may appoint the town clerk. Has the council taken a formal recorded vote to appoint Lynn Hunter as town clerk or in the interim? Because I think that's what we're here to do now. So if there had been a previous vote, what day and what was the vote? If no such vote has occurred, which I take it as not, I ask that any action on this appointment or contract be tabled until the public receives full answers about the cameras being removed from an outside IT company, possible changing of the locks, firing and hiring of new staff, and communications from him stating not to use email to communicate because they are part of public record. This is all very concerning and needs to be looked into. He didn't have the authority to make those changes, so he's utilizing city resources and money to do so. And about the emails, not using that, this is a government, not a covert mission. So there needs to be a paper trail that is critical in any business, but definitely in government. And I will hold the rest of it.
Okay, thank you. Those were the only cards I have. Come on. After this speaker, we're gonna go ahead with the item 3.
Hi, I'm Alex.
What's the name, please?
Alex,
Tell us your last name.
Alex P. I'm sure y'all know me, social media.
And your last name?
Packer,
Okay, thank you.
I'm sure you know me. So yeah, I have something to say to you guys. So council members, mayor, Mr. Hunter, while my statement only pertains to District 1, 2, and 4, council members and to Mr. Hunter, I want all to hear this. Let's start with a little history lesson here. Something some have surely forgotten or chose not to abide by unless it suits them or benefits it. The First Amendment states freedom of speech, as this also pertains to local government. This means all of you sitting on this council. Local officials cannot censor or restrict citizens' free speech, press, or peaceful protest or assembly based on viewpoints, contents of the citizens you represent. Ms. Harriet, Mr. Harold, the two of you have done everything that you could to control the people of this town and keep them quiet, which leads me to this. The Declaration of Independence states that people have the right to alter or abolish a destructive government. They have a duty and a right. The people do this through everyday civil actions like voting, charter changes, and public protest. Voters burn out positions on council during election cycles if officials fail to serve the public. Really, you have proven this time and time again. And the people are tired of it. As for you, Mr. Hunter, you have done the same to the people of Three Rivers. You have been voted off twice and still continue to do whatever you want. Now you bring the same mentality to the town of Fort White. Shame on all of you. Voters have the right to remove a public servant who fails to serve the public and becomes destructive. Green and council members have worked behind the scenes to destroy this town. What is it? What are y'all having for it? A kickback? Money on the side? Or a promise of something? If you are, this is wrong and it goes against the town charter. By this alone, it disqualifies you from serving on the council. Just remember, the truth always comes to light and nothing ever stays in the dark forever. The people have the right to recall. The people are tired of this, and you, Mr. Harold, have used taxpayer money to fund your legal fees to stop the will of the people. It's been very prevalent. This alone is a destructive means. While it may or may not be legal, it's still destructive. You serve the people, not the other way around. Ms. Terry, you have done the same to the people of this town. You shut down people from talking, speaking up, or calling you out. Theft of intellectual property on social media, and taking control over town meetings. This is not your job. The mayor runs meetings, not you. Know your place. And don't think you're using the gavel of habit because it's not your place to use it. So, Mr. Hunter, as for you, was Three Rivers not a big enough venue or platform for you? That you had to come to Fort White to destroy it? Just like you did to homeowners there. With the current case in litigation and the court system against you and all of those on the board of Three Rivers, you still chose to destroy this town too. Money laundering, theft of funds, no transparency, destroying documents, and paying their friends with money from dues to line your pockets. Did you and your wife not learn from the Lake City Humane Society problems? What about the multiple court appearances for having to pay settlements to banks regarding properties? Yes, I do have screenshots of those too. To the council members, this is who you want running this town? This is who you want representing this town? 3 of you voted to put Mr. Hunter in a position of town clerk knowing this. So Glenn Hunter was appointed town clerk with no application, no background check or drug test.
Okay,
With no, hold on, no, stop. With accordance to the charter.
no ma'am, that's 3 minutes, thank you.
I can walk away and still continue it.
Please do. I love it.
There 3 minutes.
Ma'am,
I give her my 3 minutes.
no, it doesn't work like that, and this is your warning. This is your warning, so have a seat, or I'm gonna ask the officer to remove you.
Technically, you can. Freedom of speech. I am not creating a ruckus. I am not attacking anybody.
Ma'am, we're on a time constraint.
Are you asking me to sit down?
Yeah, please.
I can do this in school less nicely.
Thank you.
Good job.
Good
Good job.
more.
Okay, he doesn't know what to say.
Oh, there's a
I will.
Okay, we're moving on to new business. 1A is the contract for town clerk, Mr. Glenn Hunter.
I make a motion that we deny this contract and that we immediately terminate Glenn Hunter's employment relationship with the town board.
Amen. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
We're not gonna have all the outbursts.
I second that.
Who does she think she is?
She's a control
We'll literally clear the whole room, and I don't think y'all wanna do that.
You cannot.
And yes, we can. Yes, I can. If you're continuing to disrupt the flow of the meeting, I can. The motion was to terminate Glenn Hunter, and you wanna restate it, Paul?
Deny this contract and terminate Glenn Hunter's employment relationship with the town board.
There's a second by Mrs. Merritt. All those in favor say aye. Opposed,
No.
No.
nay.
There you go, Fort White.
I said.
There you go, Fort White.
So that is denied. I'll follow
You want
with,
to build it off.
I'll follow with a motion to
Remove you.
hire Glenn Hunter, as the town clerk, which we did the previous meeting. And this just seals the contract.
Illegally.
Before we approve the contract,
Point of order.
Excuse me. Does anyone have a second?
Could you repeat your motion?
Yes. My motion is to approve the contract of Mr. Glenn Hunter. And we'll probably discuss the contract itself separately as the town clerk and to move forward with him in this position.
No. We the people. We the people.
No.
No.
Let them do their thing, man. I get you. Let, voting move.
Some comments. So I made a couple of typo corrections to the contract. And I added the line in there under 4 salary, the initial rate of pay shall be. I just want to be clear what his starting rate is. We agreed to go with the rate that we were paying Joe Helfenberger.
Yes.
When did we agree to that?
During the previous meeting.
No, he said that he could do it at the rate or a lower rate. We never agreed
Okay,
to it, so that's.
so
Well, that'll be part of the motion.
I'm asking you, the council, what we want to set his pay at.
Zero.
Joe Helfenberger's was $5,000 per month. I suggest we get.
Oh, my gosh.
I'll do it for 4.
I thought Glenn Hunter said he wasn't doing it for the money. Just saying.
Yeah, I mean,
Please be good enough so I don't have to bang on the panel.
sick.
Yes.
Thank you very much. So even with Joe Helfenberger, he had been an actual city manager for almost 30 years. And he was here 3 days out of the week. And no offense to Mr. Hunter. As far as his ability to perform the role of the clerk, delegating responsibilities to others, I don't know, bringing in outside help, why would we pay him $5,000 a month for 2 days a week? Like, what is the rationale? Like, if not to me, explain to the people. This looks like a straight up payoff.
Yes, it is.
Hey, I'm gonna interject. During the discussion of the last meeting, we did discuss 2 days a week, but then we changed it to match or mirror the Helfenberger contract.
Who
So
changed it and when?
in discussion, we're voting on all that.
We did not, you just said during the meeting we did, so that means there's back talk going on.
No,
Because we did discuss changing it to 3 days, so we talked after the meeting to change it to 3 days.
no.
Yes, you did, you just said it. You just said it, we did not talk in the meeting to agree on 3 days. But I would like to
Yes,
ask
we
Mr.
did.
Hunter, what are you wanting to be paid?
I was asked to send the contract down to Mr. Ireland's office for them to review and to construct. And I sent the contract down to Mr. Ireland's office a few days ago after working in the office and reviewing the office.
How much?
We were collecting 3 days a week, minimally, 3 days a week. All we were 3 days a week. We've actually been in the office at least 4 days a week.
For how much?
How much? That wasn't the question. And the rate of pay would be the same as Joe Helfenberger's.
How many hours a day?
That's $8 a day.
No.
Yes,
I did have a conversation with the governor, and he said he didn't feel like he should this job in less than 3 days. And so that's what conversation we had, what we had done back before.
so you repeat that one more time?
So Sarah, I met Friday, and during that conversation, he said there's no way in the world he thought he could do this job at this point in time, for 2 days a week, so he was willing to work 3 days a week, and probably more. So, there's no back to work, where it was going to apply. It's a matter of trying to get the job done.
Okay, thank you.
So Mr. Heffenberger, upon his resignation, told us that there's no way that nobody can do this job for less than 40 hours a week and needed more time. So why are we approving someone again under contract for 3 days a week when we need someone full-time? Also, it was the council's direction to find a temporary clerk through Express Employment Agency. We have that person. We never agreed for a assistant town clerk. So is she acting as the clerk? Because she's hired on, and that was our direction. So if she's acting as the clerk, do we have 2 clerks? Because that's what we agreed to hire.
We did not have 2 clerks.
Well, so who approved the hire of assistant town clerk through Express?
As the clerk, he went through Express Employment.
But what was the council's direction?
No, he didn't.
This was under the previous orders, that we were having a temporary town clerk come in through Express Agency. She's here now. So we have 2 assistant, we never agreed under council to replace Kelly as of yet. So technically, we have 2 acting clerks.
The woman y'all hired was working for Trepo too, by the way, the secretary.
She said secretary, Trepo.
I'll tell y'all that.
Scooter, I hate to do it, but you're gonna have to start taking people out.
Oh,
If-
really?
if you
Let me say something. You guys wanna talk, here's the forms right here.
Yeah, listen, guys. Y'all just do this civilly, okay? I know you're upset about things, but let it play out, you have your chance to speak. If you want somebody thrown out, that's your decision, you let me know.
Yes,
I'm
sir.
not sure, okay?
And I'm trying not.
Mr. Mayor, I'll volunteer to leave. before anybody get stored out of here, okay? No, I'm leaving. I don't think I'm.
Yes, sir.
Somebody not.
Yes, sir. Okay, so I've made the motion. Did
And I'm
someone-
not done.
Did someone second?
I'm
the
sorry
motion?
that I'm not done and we are in discussion. I'm
We have
sorry
a
that he has
second.
to go. But, we're still
All
in
those in
discussion.
favor, say aye.
You cannot, you cannot do that. I still have concerns about the contract that we have not addressed. And I'm gonna proceed. Number 3, termination. It says that we have to give him a good 15 calendar day notice. Under the state of Florida, it is an at-will
Oh, let the girl speak, she's right. She needs to be Baker acting. Crazy old bitch.
So as I was saying, number 3, if you're going through with this contract, there's some things that need to be addressed. Number 3, it says that we have to give him 15 calendar days notice of said termination. I don't know any employer in the state of Florida that has to give their employee a 15-day notice to terminate. It's an at-will state, that's wrong. Number 5, it says we address that hours of work. However, it does not address if there's going to be any overtime or overtime pay. Are we approving that? Number 6, it says vacation and sick leave. If I recall, Mr. Hunter, you said this is going to be a very short-term thing, maybe 3 months max. So you mean to tell me we're going to approve 20 days for maybe 3 months? It says he can have 20 days per year of unpaid time off. I think that should be eliminated since this is a short-term contract. There's no need for vacation and sick leave. If you take it, you take it. He's under contract. Number 7, it says we are reimbursing him for out-of-town mileage. What is considered out of town? What is the mileage that we're going to consider out of town? There's so much in this contract. Number 4, it says we're going to pay for software, fax, modem, and cell phone. We don't get our cell phone bills paid and nobody else has. And software is so broad. You can spend $100,000 on a software program. What are we? That's too broad to approve. What are we doing?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So say it one more time. That's your recommendation. Yes, sir. So, let me just say this. We'll table the contract and Mr. Hunter continues to work in the capacity that he is to keep the checks flowing, the invoices flowing. And then we'll have to decide on another date, Mr. Ireland. Go ahead.
2 things, just to correct you. The lady, I think, Kristen, she was not hired through Express Pros. And nothing negative to say about her. She seems nice enough. I came in earlier and I met her. Seems like a nice lady. She was found through Labor Finders. When I called Labor Finders and I said, hey, can you please just give me a resume? We have somebody else in town hall. I would like to can I get a resume and see? They said, oh, well, I was told it was all good and just to hire her immediately off the bat by name. And I said, well, when did she apply with Labor Finders? Well, today, right around the time I got the phone call. So, this is just so disappointing that this is the way that business is being conducted. And it just looks so shady, it looks so bad, like, I don't know if the 3 members of this council understand how bad this looks. Your names, Bill Coon, Catherine Terry, and Lonnie Harrell are gonna live in infamy in the town of Fort White. Infamy at this point, and you just look in the people's face, you look in their face, and you tell them F you in their face.
No, sir.
How do you do what I think is best for this town?
Actions speak louder than free check.
Calm down, guys. Calm down. Same people that wanted to dissolve, now they wanna do what's best.
Okay. Money here.
So I have made some suggested changes to the contract here to address the initial rate of pay at $5,000 a month. I've added here that he would work 3 days per week because that's what I heard at the last meeting. He said he could work 3 days a week. And then travel, anything out of ordinary travel would be approved by the council in advance.
What is ordinary here? What would be the term to describe ordinary? Because ordinary to me is not the same as ordinary to you.
Ordinary in the ordinary course of business, so you can interpret that as you fit. And then I put in here for it to be retroactively to July 20th, 26, when we hired him. So I move that we approve this with the changes to hire Glenn Hunter or approve his contract.
The attorney said no. Table it, so what are you doing?
Listen.
Mr. Adam, you still there?
No, he's dead.
Okay. Did you say we couldn't pass a motion to hire or to approve his contract?
He recommended payment.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you.
Did you recommend that we table the contract?
There you go.
Okay. Right. So your suggestion was that if the council sees fit to table it, if they see fit
He
to
didn't
approve
say
it.
if the council sees fit. He said he recommends to table it. He didn't say see fit.
Okay. So,
I got a form.
So you're a Fort White resident?
You cut off public comment and you wanna listen.
Hold on. This is the law, Mr. Mayor.
Oh.
Motion and a second. So I'm addressing the contract, which anybody in this room has the right to do.
Resident?
Public comments were over.
Did you fill out the card?
Yes.
She just did. But it was over.
hey,
So,
come on.
two things, I'm not even in favor of the mayor
Fill out a card.
or the thing. You guys need to fill out cards. This wasn't correctly explained at the beginning of the meeting for a change. Here's the problem. The problem is folks aren't being honest about what's going on. Now I'm gonna tell you who sent the contract to the attorneys, it was me. And the contract is still screwed up. And I don't know, there's something wrong if we got attorneys that are putting this town on a timeline. There's something really wrong about that. Bolton Walker has issues. I understand they got a slew of attorneys there. Mr. Island is a competent attorney. But he has no authority to put this town on a time clock, like during the 50-yard dash at the Sunday Olympics. That's the first thing. The second thing, it was recommended that Mr. Hunter get $50 an hour, and that's pretty much the standard rate. Where Councilman Harrell came up with $5,000 a month, the 16 hours is nobody knows. I don't know, you don't know, nobody knows. So that's out of the clear blue sky, and I certainly as a taxpayer, because understand, here's the problem with down in Fort White. You guys don't collect taxes. So everybody in Columbia County and all of this state pay to support this town. And coming up with this bizarre number of $5,000 to work for 16 hours is just crazy. It's disrespectful to the taxpayers, it's disrespectful to the public, and it's disrespectful to the board, and it's disrespectful to me. This is my taxes they're gonna pay you guys. So it's time that this city council, who do not, maybe not might agree on this, get your act together. This 12th-hour stuff has got to stop, because Ms. Merrick, as smart as she is, she can't control a clock. And it's not fair to anybody, so I would say this, in closing, the town has to go on. Nobody's getting a square deal here. It's just not fair what's going on. It's not fair to Mr. Hunter, it's not fair to citizens, and it's not fair to the town. Table the contract, Mr. Island had a good point, work those numbers out. You gotta have checks signed with the towns, you can't stay in business. So my suggestion is to follow Mr. Island's suggestion and table the contract. Let everybody do their social media thing, whatever they wanna do, and approve the resolution so that the town can be signed checks and everybody works that out. Thank you very much.
So, Mr. Ireland, I know you're on a tight clock, so let's table the contract and move on to the second thing of
You
the,
already have a motion on the floor that you have to get through before you decide to table it.
And a second.
So either you can amend your motion, and we can move on, but you have to address that
well, my
motion.
motion will be.
Robert's laws of order, which you said.
Well, then I'll restate my motion.
You gotta withdraw the motion. That's it.
Okay, I'll go through the attorney. I withdraw that and suggest we table. Do we need a vote on the table?
You do.
Say it one more time. Okay,
I'll second.
all those in favor say aye. Aye, opposed? So the contract's tabled, we're
What's
moving
the
on.
vote?
I think it was unanimous.
Unanimous?
We're moving on to the resolution of Mr. Glenn Hunter being added to the banking account. If he's not added to the banking account, our bills will not be paid. Yes,
So I don't know what happened with the background check. Conveniently, Mrs. McPherson was let go. Before at least, I don't know if y'all, I didn't get a chance to see it. I believe they run a credit report as well for this sort of position, given the access to funds. Like, what is the rationale? And nothing negative to say about you, Mr. Hunter, as far as like personally or what your motives may be. But when you got somebody who's in this level of financial troubles, has these sorts of financial entanglements, we want to make him the clerk and the main financial officer for the town of Fort White? Why?
okay, thank you. Mr. Harrell?
Those are some pretty serious allegations there you throwing around. So,
I said, yes, serious financial troubles.
Public record.
that's an opinion.
Okay, so.
Allegations is public
Guys, so let them break this out, please.
Okay, I make the motion to have him added to the bank account to honor the resolution. Do I have a second?
Can I, yes. So I would like to ask you, Mr. Hunter, since it's alleged and it was just brought to my attention today when all these citizens were sending me stuff, are you under current investigation or have you ever been under investigation for any type of financial situation?
Under investigation, no, I've never been under any financial investigation. This FDLE report that you're getting there from someone from the office, I have no idea what that is. I do serve on a board, and the board has some issues, but it is clear. What I'm saying is that when the FDLE persons came in for the board, which you did not specifically, it did not investigate. I wasn't investigating. And there's no findings. I'm not sure what that is.
And were you ever dismissed for anything in regards to mortgage fraud or whatever?
Citibank in
There's
2022.
all manners of statements that are all over Facebook.
Yes or
Some
no?
of it's, just listen to me, if you would please. Of embezzlement, stealing of funds, I've never been, found guilty, I've never been investigated, I've never been charged with misappropriation of funds. I have no idea, this is nothing more than cyberbullying that's continuing to be out here in the public.
No, sir.
Absolutely, I was never fired from any job that I served on. I served on the school board for 24 years, and I never managed or handled money for the school board. That's one of the things that you're all reading about. I served on the economic development for the county commission. I was a director. I never handled funds, and I was never accused of stealing or embezzling or handling any funds with the economic development. So I was in business for 35 years. I had a few issues with some banks back in the tough times. I paid all of my notes off, and I settled all of my debts. So I don't understand, this is nothing more than people wanting to hype this up. I've served my community for 55 years, and I've worked in government, city, county, school board for 55 years, and I have a very good reputation of the bank. Folks trying to beat this up, and I plan to serve this council. I don't know if this is the perfect time, but I plan to serve this council. I've got some very positive ideas. I've talked to you about them. I'm working on them. And I think at the end of the day, we'll have you up to speed by the end of September.
Mr.
Yes, so. Yes. So you asked me the question, I have no idea, that's part of it.
Mr.
I have
Ireland,
a copy of your background.
we've got a motion on the table in a second. So I'm trying to keep within your timeline.
Last question, do we have a copy of your background check?
They did a background check and a drug test.
Polygraph.
All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed?
Nay.
So the bank resolution passes 3-2. Mr. Ireland, do you have anything to add?
Thank you, Charlie.
Thank you.
You can shut that comment. Okay.
Thank you.
You draw it on off, and the one in front of you. Speaker in front of you. Yeah, just push the button on that. Thank you.
I'm not sure if I'm doing these the exact same order that were handed to me. Jim? Tell me your
Kyle,
last.
you want me to walk up there? or
Yes,
speak
sir.
over?
And pronounce your last name for me.
Mackenzie.
Okay, good.
I own property in Fort White. I did not intend to speak. I've been part of other dealings with Mr. Hunter. And some people here I've irritated, and probably most of you I will irritate. I would say we need to speak our voice, but let the proceedings work out. Learn Robert's rules of parliamentary procedure and all that. Mr. Hunter did point out twice that he worked for city government and had no dealing with the finances. And you're gonna give him the checkbook. That's not from me, that's from him. No experience, didn't do it. Sir, you said you didn't, you voted your conscience, good for you. We don't all have to agree. Voting time's coming up, people. Take their pictures, take their names. Vote for them, we're done. I don't understand why you're allowing some people to speak up. He spoke out of order. You didn't call him out. You've jumped on these two. You threatened to move everybody out here. I do appreciate you giving some leeway. Would have loved for it to have been moved. I don't have anything personal against Mr. Hunter. I don't know him. The only other time I sat this close to him, I went to hear their side at Tripo, and he dismissed it and walked out and refused to answer any questions. So, no, I don't really have a great opinion of him. I personally think that we should all sit down. We don't all have to agree. We don't all have to disagree, but we should debate. That's how this country was founded. I spent 22 years serving it. So, I mean, if we're throwing out our service records, there's that. And so I would just say, folks, if you're not happy, don't be happy. Show it at the voting box.
Amen.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, Timothy. Downey, is that correct?
Yeah, my name is Timothy Downey. Just like him, I didn't plan on speaking tonight. I just wanted, maybe it's common sense, maybe it's just me being ignorant about it, but we've seen the reaction of everyone in Fort White that's gonna be hired. We've seen the reaction of the mayor, Councilwoman Merrick's, all these alleged things that are happening, and if you not know all the details. To me, it makes absolutely zero sense whatsoever. Why do you guys want to hire someone to control your banks, have access to your checkbooks, who has such a controversial background with it? I think it's just common sense. It's gonna be nothing but problems. So that's all I got to say. Hopefully, you know, that helps out. Just make the right decision. I don't think that's it.
Thank you. And then Lori Wallace. Good evening. I'm not a resident. Tell us your name.
Lori Wallace. I'm not a resident of Fort White. I reside in Lake City for the next 11 days. And I am moving back to Indiana because of people like some of the board members. I can't stand Florida. I will go back to Indiana and tell them this is the worst place I have ever seen in my life. This is Mr. Hunter. I know you're trying to be professional. I know you're trying to save your soul in front of people. However, if I walked up in public to see you, I would think you were a used car man at a buy here, pay here place. You know, professionalism, class, you can't get it. You either have it or you don't. And you seem to be, from what I've heard and understand of the town of Fort White and what goes on or what has gone on, you are the last person that should be in charge of anything, especially finances. You know, when you go to the bank to open a bank account, they run your history of banking. I don't think you would pass it. They did a background check. Wonderful. I had to have one done to become FDLE certified. However, I think he needs polygraph. And as far as the 3 members that I've heard were supposed to step down or were called out to step down from the board, how dare you? How dare you act like you have the right to just sit there and keep coming back? People run this country. You don't run this country. They decide what goes on. And if you would be put in Northeast Indiana, where I'm from, you'd long be gone off the board. We don't tolerate stuff like y'all are just discombobulated. You don't make any sense. And you, with your hand up all the time and hitting the gavel like you are the boss, you're the first one that needs to hit the door. Your face turns red when people talk about you. That means you're guilty. I've had plenty of training in psychology. I have a 4-year degree. You need to get up and leave now, is what you need to do. I will leave this state with a sour, nasty taste in my mouth of what people in Columbia County have shown me in 7 years. It's awful. I just wanted to give my opinion as living here and what I've observed and what I've read and what I've heard. Shame. It's shameful. But it shouldn't happen.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
You're welcome. Ms. Blackwell, Bonnie Blackwell.
Well, I wasn't planning on speaking tonight, so I got some scribbles here. I'm Bonnie Blackwell. I'm not a Fort White town resident. I'm a Three Rivers town resident who's currently in litigation with Mr. Hunter over the Tripo drama. Everybody thought it was funny drama until I moved into Fort White.
That's 2 in the room.
So I understand there weren't any resumes, no resumes were submitted for the clerk, the assistant clerk, was he granted the authority to get an assistant? I find it hard that the only resume that made it through the firewall was Christy Thompson. I don't know what her maiden name is, but she is Glenn Hunter's secretary in Trevo. He recently appointed her after he kicked several board members off, kicked 950 paid members out of the membership. I also want you to understand that not only is Christy Thompson his secretary in Trevo, her husband is also Trevo's IT security guy. He runs all of our security cameras. I was on the board, I looked at financials, we got a real sweet deal on a $4,000 computer and a scanner, that's what her husband has a deal on, $4,000 for it. Nobody knew how to use the scanner apparently, because they never got things digitized properly, we never had proper minutes and financials put on the website, Monkey Math. I find it, like I said, I find it interesting that hers is the only one that made it through the firewall. You need to make sure her husband isn't the one doing your security cameras, because your meetings will start getting real grainy and you won't be able to hear what's being said. When you make records requests, you're not gonna be able to get them. Let's see, Glenn, has since allegedly, in my opinion, he's been hasn't been very transparent about the financials of Trevo, Monkey Math Financials. He mandated all of us illegally to pay dues into our association. Then he rolled over $103,000 of our money into 2026, and then he kicked us all out while he was illegally collecting the stop loss. That is not allegedly, that is true. I have proof, so do the attorneys. His attorney was made well aware that we are not allowed to collect the stop loss, and they continue to do so. They mandated that from the members, then kicked us all out, and then we don't know what happened to our $103,000. We're waiting for our court order. Next thing I see, he's over here trying to get a job in Fort White. So now he's hiring his pals. So Fort White, get ready. Y'all wanted to dissolve the town? Well, this is probably a way to fast track it. So if you really do want this to be a town, this is probably not the way to go. If you have other things in mind that are nefarious, well, I just hope if we can't beat you, I think all of you should be ashamed. And I hope everybody, when they run into you in the grocery store, they know your faces. Because I ran into somebody who does work at the Lake City Humane Society, not the Hunters, but I did run into another lady, and I didn't know her up until I saw what she'd been doing, and it made me feel bad for her when I saw her in the grocery store. So I hope everybody remembers your faces. Because what you're doing is destructive, and you know it. You know it. You know it. There's too much evidence here. You know it. You know there's a bigger plan to this, and I'm just ashamed. I'm ashamed of all of you, and you should be too.
Does anybody else have a card out there, would like to fill out a card?
No, I tabled mine. I remember I tabled.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Just as I remember, my name is Dana Cook. I grew up here in Fort White. My father served in service over 22 years. I'm home.
Speak up for us, please.
My father served here for 22 years, and I have never seen anything like this anywhere going on. I actually did not know any of this was going on until 4 days ago when I opened up social media, and I could not believe this was happening in my home. I've already talked about the clerk position. I asked for everything to be tabled. Thankfully, that happened. Second issue that I had was in the August 2025 meeting of the 25th. Meeting rules that limited the mayor voting to only in event of a tie, and then later the motion that removed him from the presiding officer installed Councilmember Terry in that role. These changes have fundamentally changed and altered how this council functions. So I asked the council to place on a future agenda a full review of those rules and set a motion the public can hear whether that actually is an agreement with the charter. Third, the use of town funds to pay more than $22,000 for the council members and a private lawsuit against citizen recall effort. My own mother was named in that lawsuit, so if y'all failed to make that connection, that's it. And I also didn't know that until yesterday. It's nothing like hearing your mom's voice come out of AI. I see the use of public money to support litigation that makes private citizens a form of intimidation and town-sponsored lawfare. I request a full public accounting of that expenditure, including authorizing the vote and any written legal advice the town received on that. The public also has a right to view those court documents in that civil lawsuit that he filed, I'm hoping with an outside attorney because we paid for it. 4, the repeated individual contacts of council members to the town attorney that have driven up the legal bills. I request that all of those attorney invoices for the past 24 months be made publicly available, including the date, amount, and general description of that work. We have a right to know. Further, I formally request the council to adopt a clear policy and ultimately consider a charter amendment that prohibits individual council members from contacting the town attorney outside of publicly noticed meetings, except in a true emergency. And in those greater emergencies, cases, only the mayor is authorized to make those contacts. Again, the public has a right to know what legal advice is being sought with our tax dollars. Finally, I ask the council to direct a formal review of whether every current council seat was filled in full compliance with the charter, and to report those findings again publicly. I am here because the citizens of Fort White, we deserve a transparent, accountable government that follows its own charter, not a regime within the council attempting to be authoritarian against the citizens it's supposed to represent. Thank you.
Great.
That support this finding, since you wanted me to quote you the sunshine one today, on my phone call about making a larger venue be available, and you didn't answer my call back.
Thank you.
We need a motion to adjourn.
Whoa, there's council member comments.
Okay, go ahead, I'm sorry.
May I?
Yes.
This is Blackwell. This is Blackwell. So there was no reservation for the assistant clerk. So there was a reservation.
I'm not surprised.
So, which, and again, she seems nice. I came in, she seems like a nice lady. But I'll ask you, Mr. Hunter, because I don't know, who is managing the, what company or individual do you use? Who's managing the IT, the cameras in here in town hall right now?
Managing these cameras?
Yeah.
Well, you have your YouTube is done here locally. These other cameras were Simplicity. We disconnected the Simplicity because in contacting them, the office, assistant office clerk and yourself told me y'all had no idea how the cameras were operated. You didn't know who was on the cameras. When we checked the cameras out, there's apps that there are other people that are possibly viewing this office with sound and picture. And so as checking with them, eventually we'll be able to find out who that is, but there's somebody outside of this office that is actually tapped into the apps. So we decided immediately to shut that down.
What's the gentleman's name who does IT?
Charlie Thompson
He's
is
sitting right there.
his assistant.
He's sitting right there.
And he runs Velocity Wi-Fi, runs all of our security cameras.
What work has he done for the town hall?
Zero.
Okay, that was what I was trying to get at.
Is that in the purview of the clerk to change cameras?
Okay, so anything else?
He was here this afternoon, I heard.
And he did,
No, I just want to say one last thing to the people of Fort White and in general, because there's also a county commissioner who's going up for re-election as well. At the end of the day, even though it's discouraging, you can't give up. I know I won't. At some point, they're probably gonna bring charges against me. I know they're working on that with Fulton Walker. Let them bring them. Let them bring them.
They should not be able to use city attorney to bring lawsuits against people.
So,
That is crazy, but that's crazy, right?
and remember this, at the end of the day, you do have the power. This is the United States of America. The power resides with the people. So don't be mad now. Be mad in November. And remember, remember, and make it known loud and clear, let it be resounding. That is how you affect change in this country. They got the council till November. Look at it. Look at Mr. They're not even worried about it. They're not even worried about it.
November before something happens.
That is true. That is true. But just come November, remember, show up, do what you have to do. And remember that we got a county commissioner as well going up for re-election. Remember that as well. That's all I gotta say.
okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
I'm just gonna go down the line. Bill, you wanna say anything?
Yeah.
Monica,
God wins in the end.
Mr. Smith,
Amen.
I make the motion to adjourn.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Opposed, thank you.
Every single vote is.
Remember that we-